Welcome to Space Engineers. Well, what the hell is Space Engineers? Well, it's pretty much what it says. It's engineers in space. Isn't that awesome? Well, yes it is. Let me answer that question for you. What is this game about? Well, I would describe it as Minecraft in space. Because it has a lot of this Minecrafty block building and mining ores stuff in it. It's pretty much sandbox, it has no real goals. So yeah, it's pretty Minecrafty. I've been enjoying this game for about, I don't know, 10-12 hours so far. I'm having a blast with it. It's early access on Steam, so it's not a full game yet. There are still features to come. But so far I have enjoyed every last second of it, and I want to show you a bit what this game is about and how I play this game. So yeah, let's dive right in. So let's start a new world, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a custom world so we can customize it. First, we can select from these scenarios. I always choose Lone Survival because it gives you the bare minimums and it doesn't give you a ship from the beginning. I like that. And let's name it something clever. Yes. Let's play Space Engineers. There we go. Then I always played on Survival because I haven't had the desire to build creative. Then we could share this world with our friends so they could join, but for now we're gonna choose offline. I always put this on safe, because if you don't, then every few minutes there will be a meteor shower and it will destroy your base. Yeah. Asteroid amount, I put the largest amount, infinite, and high density, because I like that. And then we go on to advanced. Here, inventory size, efficiency, and all these speed things, I put these on maximum multipliers because in my opinion it makes the game more fluid if you are in single player. Here you could mess with the view distance if you want to, but it's not that important. And the rest I leave as it is. Yeah, so that's how I play. So I would say let's start. Well, here we are. Welcome to my little space platform. Well, this is us. We are this little space engineer dude. Yes. So, let's see. What should we do first? What is there to do? Well, basically, the first thing we have to do is we have to survive. How do we do that? Well, basically, at the bottom left you see this little rectangle with all that information, and you can see there is an energy meter that says at the moment it's 79.9% and it's going lower and lower. This is pretty much our hunger bar if you want to talk Minecraft terms. If this goes to 0, we die. So our main objective right now is to keep this energy bar up and filled, which is not that easy because everything you do costs energy. For example, we have a jetpack. We can fly around, but this costs a lot of energy if we do that. And we also have like tools, and there's a lot of things that consume energy. So the question of course is, how do we get energy back? With this thing here. This is a console. It's basically the control center for the platform that we are standing on. It pretty much controls everything. And if we sit in it, you can see our energy went back to 100. But it cannot refill this indefinitely. If you see at the bottom right, there is some more information, and the most important one is fuel time. It says there 40 minutes. That means our space station here has 40 minutes of fuel, and after that it will run out and we won't be able to refill our energy anymore. So then we're pretty much dead. So we have to prevent that, obviously. But the question is how? What do we need to do first to get that fuel time up? If we go over here, we see we have a nuclear reactor. This is what produces our fuel, our energy. At the moment we can see there's 38 grams, yeah, or 380 grams I think that is, of uranium ingots in there. And as we have seen in our control center, this will last for 40 minutes. So we basically have to find more uranium, so we can increase the fuel time, and then we have time to actually do something around here. The question is, how do we get uranium? Basically we have to mine uranium for our reactor over there, and once we got uranium we put that into that big tower thing here. This is a refinery and it will produce uranium ingots. So how do we get uranium? We have to mine it basically. We have to mine it from asteroids such as this one over there or the one next to our platform. So let's first press G, and this brings up this toolbar configuration menu. It's a bit complicated at the start, but I'll explain everything as we go along. First right click every one of these, so it will go away because you don't need these at the start. And then go to character tools and equip these three with a right click on each. It's welder, grinder and drill, and the drill is the one we're gonna use first. This is the one that actually is used to mine ores and such. So for example, you see we mine this thingy here. You can see little blocks of stone rolling around. You can pick them up, and that's pretty much the same you can do with every kind of ore. So I don't want to pick the stone up actually, because stone is pretty useless at the beginning. Also you can see here our drill has an inbuilt ore detector, so it will detect ore that is nearby. So there's magnesium, which is also not very useful for the beginning. So yeah, so basically we are gonna see, oh there's iron, if we have some uranium on our asteroid here. Let's fly around it and try to spot it. You see this is magnesium, this is like a blue color. Every ore has its own color. For example, there is iron. Iron has this brown color, rusty color. And we're looking for uranium, which is pitch black, more or less. So it's a bit hard to spot in the shadows actually. But well, if we find it, you will see it. Oh, platinum! Very nice. That more platinum. Holy crap! Platinum is like a, I call it an end game ore. You need that in the end for some ship components. Well, that's cool. We have that, but it doesn't look like we have uranium, huh? Bummer. Well, this is totally possible, because these worlds, the asteroids and everything, these are random generated. The only thing that's consistent at the start is actually the... Oh, is that uranium? No. Sometimes the stone and the shadows look a bit like uranium, but it's actually not. So, yeah, actually that's pretty cool that we don't have uranium on our first asteroid, because it will force us to explore a little bit. Let's just recharge real quick before we do anything else. There we go. So what we have to do is we have to travel to another asteroid right now. This is can be dangerous if you don't know what you're doing. So basically, if you want to do this, you activate your jetpack, you hover, and then you point into the direction and you just, go forward. But the thing is, if you at the start you have a special kind of damper on your suit. You see, when I let go of the movement key, it will immediately stop me and bring me to 0 speed. This is a inertia damper, I think it's called. and it pretty much prevents you from tumbling into space uncontrollably. But if you want to actually travel to a far destination, it's actually very useful to turn these dampers off. You do that with C. Oh no, Z actually is the key, but yeah. So you do that, and then you basically point into the direction you want to go. For example, this asteroid. That's about right. Well, let me just adjust a little bit. There we go. And then you just push forward. And now, because the dampers are off, I can actually let go of the movement key, and I will just keep moving. And if I activate the dampers again and let go of the movement key, it will stop me again to almost 0. So it's pretty useful to move in space. Let's see. Uranium? Oh look, there's like, this is like an NPC ships. They come by every once in a while. You can attack them if you want, but they're actually heavily defended, so at the beginning that's not very useful. No, that's still Shadow messing with me. Nah. Actually, yeah, that is uranium. Yeah, so I thought this was Shadow, but it wasn't. So now we are gonna... You have to be careful, because your drill, if you right-click, it will actually delete the block you're drilling. So this is good if you want to go through stone and build like a tunnel. But if you want to mine ore, you don't use the right-click. You have to use the left-click. Only then it will drop these little blocks that you can pick up. You basically pick them up with T. And what you can do, so you don't have to select every one of these things and press T, you can just keep T pressed and just start to drill, and every block that comes into your crosshairs will actually get picked up. You can see it's a bit tedious at the beginning, the mining, but you know, you're just a little dude in space. Of course it's not going to be easy at the start. Let's just gather some more uranium. We need as much as we can, actually. And always have your energy, your suit energy level. You just have to keep it close to your eyes, because if you run out of energy and you die, you actually lose everything in your inventory. So all the precious resources you have gathered will be lost if you die. So just be wary of that. That looks good. About 3 tons of uranium. Yeah, I think that looks fine. So the inventory, you can see it's actually measured in volume, in liters. So you can carry a certain amount of volume of ore with you. I think we have... Well, we might as well get a little bit more. You can see in the bottom left, you can actually see the volume at the moment is 1572. We can carry a maximum of 4000, so we might actually fill our whole inventory with uranium before we get back. Yeah, why not? 1800. Yeah, this will happen every once in a while. Blocks will float away, there's nothing you can do about it. That's just the humble beginnings of a little space engineer, you know? 2000. Yeah, almost 5 tons actually. That's enough. You can see our platform is marked there. You can actually see it, so just put it in your crosshairs, turn the dampers off and just go. Accelerate. The platform is actually almost always visible like this. It has a beacon on it. Normally the range is like 10,000 meters, I think. You can change it, but if you want further to reach further, it will actually consume more energy, so don't do it at the beginning. Also, if your platform runs out of energy, the symbol will disappear. So if you're out there and your platform runs out of energy, it's gonna be a bad day for you. You probably won't find back. So now let's be careful. I have activated the dampers again, so it's actually quite useful if you need to tightly maneuver. Yeah, see, that's our beacon. It's pretty much visible, and I think it is 10,000 meters at the beginning. So yeah, what we're gonna do is we're gonna put our uranium that we just gathered into the refinery. So you just press here, and then you put it into the top slot, and then it will just start to convert it into uranium ingots. And this is a bit of a lengthy process, but every once in a while check it and put some in our reactor. Let's actually see how much time we have left now that we have put some uranium in. 24 minutes. That's a bit deceptive though, because now that the refinery is actually running, it consumes more energy. You can see power usage 22%. At the beginning was, I don't know, a few percent, and it lasted 40 minutes, so now it has a bit more workload, so obviously it's not gonna have as long. Actually, let's test. Get some more uranium and put it in. Let's see how much time we're gonna have right now, just to see how much it increases. 1 hour. See, that's a good amount of time. And always remember, that's in-game time. So it says 1 hour, it means 1 hour of in-game time. So yeah, this was actually our first step, pretty much. So we have our energy secured, which is pretty nice. What's the next step? Well, basically what I do is I basically start to build a ship at this point. Because you have seen mining is awkward with a drill. It's very, very awkward. And what I want to do is actually build a mining ship. So that's cool. And if we want to do that, we're gonna gather some basic material. And the first basic material we want to gather is actually iron. You can see somewhere down there is iron. So we're gonna get that. Iron is pretty much the basic material of everything. Almost everything needs some kind of iron or steel plates, which are made of basic iron, and you're gonna need that a lot. It's also pretty much the ore that is, I think, the most abundant. It's least rare, I think, next to uranium. So you'll find it everywhere. Pretty much every asteroid has a bit of iron on it. So we're just gonna gather. That's enough for the beginning. Yeah, look, 7 tons. Easily. Oh yeah, so you might have noticed there is gravity on our platform. Why is that? Because of this thingy here. There's gravity generators. You can later put these on like larger ships and stations. So you can actually... you could deactivate this thing. You don't need it necessarily, you can move per jetpack. If you want to deactivate it, you can go to this keypad, and then you can say gravity generator toggle block off, and then I have to move with my jetpack now. It saves a bit of fuel at the beginning, so if you're low, but you can move without a jetpack. You see I'm wobbling around like a crazy person. But if we see, wow, as you see, it pretty much doubled our fuel time from 1 hour to 2 hours. So if you're really low on fuel, you can actually turn this thing off if you want to. But I'm gonna activate it again here because I like having gravity. So now let's put our iron in here. So basically, I'm gonna put it here and it will work these in sequence. So if you put this at the first position, it will actually produce this first. And it will produce until everything is gone, and then it will go to the second slot. So we have enough iron now, so we'll produce a bit more uranium. There we go, 4 kilos already, that's pretty nice. So what do we need this iron for? Well, building spaceships, of course. And how we do that? Bring up this menu again with G, and then go to all blocks, and then what we want to find is this, a landing gear. This is pretty much the beginning of a new ship. That's what you need if you want to build a new ship. So we right click, and then we have this like equipped. So now you see I have it in my inventory, so does that mean I can actually build it already? It's not that simple. Let me show you an example. This is an armor block. So technically it shows it in the bar and it shows it like on the grid, but I can't place it. You see in the lower right, you see a light armor block needs steel plate 25. So this is more like a blueprint. So it shows you, but you need the materials to actually place it. So let's go to this lower thing. This is an assembler. So you need to move the iron from your refinery into your assembler in here, and now you can produce goods. Well, you don't have to do it like I did just now, because these two are actually connected and they can use the internal inventory to just trade it around like that. So yeah, now we have iron in our assembler. Now we go to this iron we can actually produce. If we go here, yeah, you can see there's a lot of things we can produce. Steel plate, that's the thing we need, right? So let's produce one. Get it in our inventory. There we go. So now, let's see. I only have one steel plate, but it said 25, right? Well, look at that. It's green, so it means I can actually place it. Whoops. So, well, the game crashed. Yeah. So actually this never happened to me before. It happened only now that I'm recording. So that's weird. Well, actually let's go back to where we were. Oh yeah, the iron block. That's what we were on about. If I remember correctly, you can see it's now green. Even though it says 25 required, I can still place it because I have one. You just need one basic material and you can place the thing already, but you can see it's actually not complete yet. How do you complete it? Let me just get my tools back here. There we go. To complete this block now, you need this, the welder. And what you basically need to do now, if you go on it with the welder, it says 1 of 20 steel plates. Or then above that you see 0 of 5 steel plates. So we basically have to get more materials, and then if we have that we can actually finish it. So if you control click it will produce 10, if you shift click it will produce 100, and single click is just 1, obviously. Oh, and also if you right click and drag, you'll get this little menu, which will let you choose how much you want to move exactly. So that's pretty useful. So now I have the material in my inventory, and now I just click onto this armor block. Bam! Now it has actually built the block. So that's how it works. You put down a blueprint, and then if you have enough material, you can finish it with a welder. But now you can see there's still 0 of 5 steel plates. It's 80% finished. Why is that? Well, basically this is armor, additional armor you can add to this block. It's not needed, but you can add it. Pretty much every block has this like additional stuff you can add. So let's actually do that just for demonstration purposes. Let's get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Let's get 5 more. And now, if we click on the block again, bam. Now it's complete, fully armored. Very nice. You can see actually the red line, you know, on the block there's always a red line on the progress bar. You just have to go above the red line for the block to be functional. And if it's below, it's actually not. Well, actually, this can be useful right now because I can show you this tool. This is the grinder. It's the opposite of the welder, actually. It destroys blocks. So, if you click with this on a block, you'll see, look at the progress bar. it will grind it back down, and it will give us black or steel plates. And this is loss-free, so it's a 1-to-1 conversion. You see, I can make it whole again, destroy it again, make it whole again. And you see, if I just put it below the red bar, bam. So like this, it's not functional. And if I just can remove it fully if I want to. So yeah, that's basically how building in this game works. But now, let's build a ship. Okay, let's press G again to bring up our menu. And then you go here, you can see new, small ship, large ship, and station. The difference between those is actually small ships and large ships, they have different kind of blocks they can use. And new station, you know, they all have different kind of blocks they can and can't use. But for the beginning, actually, we're gonna use the small ship, because that's... I've never built a large ship before, but I imagine it's big. So yeah, if you select this, you can see it will automatically select this thingy here, which is like a magnetic landing gear feet. It's always the first part. But I can't place it because you need construction components. So let's see, go to the assembler, production. There we go, construction components. So you need at least one, remember? Let's put it in our inventory. And there, it's green. So now I always put these like on the edge here, so I can get under the ship if I have to. There we go. You see, now this little green line on the bottom here, that actually means that this this landing gear foot is actually docked to the station, so it can't move. So that's why it's the first part of a ship, because that's useful. So now, let me actually show you something. Let me select the light armor block. Look at this. So if I build it here, it's big like that, right? And if I put it on this, it gets smaller. That's also a difference between big ships and small ships. The block size is different. And also, this block needs 25 steel plates to be constructed if I want to put it on the station. And if I want to put it on a ship, it actually costs 1. So that's a very big difference. So that's why small ships are the way to go at the beginning. So let me just build. Let's just put us down some blocks here. I have a particular design in mind for our first ship. Let me just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's really like Minecraft. Oops. So if you misplace something, just grind it away. You'll get the material back. And 4. Yeah, it's really like Minecraft all over again, counting every block you place. 1, 2, 3. Also, don't destroy blocks with the drill. Just as a notice, because if you do destroy it with a drill, it's lost. So just keep that in mind. So now let's. You see, this only needs 1 steel plate, so it's actually really cost efficient. Compared to like large ships where every one of these blocks would cost 25 steel plates. So we have a little cross shape here. I won't complete the lowest, this one, because in the end when my ship is complete I will actually cut this thing off, this one, and I'll actually put the landing gear on a different part on the ship. This is just for the beginning, you know, so it's stable. But in the end I'll cut it off. So yeah, cross shape. What else can we do at the now? I always like to add these first, because it's gonna be a mining ship. We obviously want to have. You see, there's a lot of interesting tools, but what we want is this, the drill. So look, if we want to put it on a big ship, it looks like this. It's giant. And we put it on a small ship, it's like this. So we're gonna place it. Let's see. Actually, you see on the top right, this little block there, That's actually for rotating. It's a bit confusing at first, but with the buttons delete, home, end, page up, page down, and insert, you can actually rotate the blocks around in any direction, like this. But it's as I said, it's a bit confusing at first, but you will get the hang of it. So let's place one here and one here. So these are the drills. These are like big version of our little handheld drill. So these are gonna be our tools for our mining ship. And if we look at that, these use a lot of components: steel plate, construction components, steel tubes, etc., etc. So these are going to be a bit more expensive to produce. And also, computer and motor, I know already, these actually use different materials. These use ores we haven't found yet. So I will say I'll stop it here, guys, and I'll see you guys next time on the next episode, where we're gonna search for some ore and stuff. So yeah, see ya!